Treviño podcast land.
So just so people know that we are actually talking to a very, very accomplished comic and writer, Mr. Brian Hart, and we love you.
I'm apparently writer Brian because there's another Brian.
Well, no. Remember, that's what my whole family calls him.
We call you Writer Brian.
Yeah, where's Writer Brian? Where's Brian has been a huge part of all the beautiful specials that we've put out.
I was going to say our lives at this point.
Well, yeah, our life. Yeah. Well, see, Renae can't be
left
out.
Not just your life, our life.
You should not be.
But, I Speak Wife comes out in 2 weeks or a week.
Like less. Yeah.
Yes. And you, if you look at the credits of all my specials, you will see Brian Hart's name. So we love you, Brian.
I'm not on
Grandpa Joe's Son and Relatable.
Yeah, but even the next one I didn't on.
Yeah, you are on My Life in Quarantine Until Death, aren't you on?
No, I'm not on Till Death.
What?
No.
How did that happen?
Well, then that's a mistake and an oversight that we never caught.
Probably my fault.
Well, I think that was one of those that you were like, ooh, SAG's going to get mad at me.
Oh, man.
Oh.
WTA.
Yep. So, anyway, that's all inside baseball. Mr. Brian, we will call you back, sir.
It's a great special.
Yeah.
So good.
Watch it.
So good.
Thanks, Brian. Later.
Okay, see ya.
Well, that was Brian Hart. And
With his Canadian accent.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, I guess we're started. This is, we've got Brian Hart on the podcast now.
I was hitting play and Brian called.
Yes, he did.
Hi, welcome.
Yes, welcome. Absolutely. Welcome to the show. Do the sponsors real quick.
Do the sponsors. Our sponsors are, of course, good old Aztec Chevy. If you're going to buy a car, a bus, a train, a truck, whatever moving vehicle, please buy it from Aztec Chevy, or at least give them a chance because they are wonderful and fabulous.
Yes, Old Salt Coffee, all veteran owned and operated by Navy veterans. If you served in the Navy, number one, thank you. Number two, support some of your fellow Navy sailors, I guess. And their endeavors. And Old Salt Coffee.
I'm getting snobby when it comes to my coffee. We travel now.
It's good, dude.
And I just want to come home to Old Salt Coffee.
Well, and if I'm being completely honest, we got on board because we fell in love with the fact that it was a veteran-owned company.
Yeah.
We fell in love with the owners and their vision and the things that they wanted to do. That's why we chose to become a part of it. But now we're hooked.
We're like legit. Like,
it is damn.
This is not Old Salt
coffee.
Yeah, for
good
real.
Coffee.
For real,
so
for
please subscribe and get your coffee at oldsaltcoffee.com. Treviño 10. Let them know we sent you, and of course,
and enjoy.
Pick Cherries.
Enjoy that coffee.
Pick Cherries. Pick Cherries is an app that you should have for podcast.
Yeah.
Who cares what it's for? It helps us.
No, it's to
Pictures.
listen. It's to listen to podcasts like never before.
Okay, should we be now that we've done our sponsors?
Yeah.
Should we be completely open and honest, or should we just pretend like nothing happened?
I think we just pretend like nothing happened. I don't know if it's healthy to relive it.
I know.
Can we just call it a one and done, please?
Well, just very quickly, so that we're not going to get into.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's funny. Renae and I were supposed to podcast yesterday, and for the first time in history, we were arguing and frustrated and mad at each other,
and decided not to vent it on camera.
Well,
so let's not.
We just didn't. I mean, we talked for hours, and discussions and frustrations and FUs and I'm leaving and but but again, that's one of the most beautiful things about our relationship that never do we think, well, let me pack my shit and leave.
No, I love you.
I love you.
I love you, and I know I love you.
What did we just make history?
I know what you're gonna say.
That's the first time you've ever told me first.
Not like the first one and
First
only.
one.
And now I'm crying. Oh my
Why
God.
are you
No. My eyes. I was curling my eyelashes before we came on, and I pulled an eyelash out
And
with
then
my eyelash curler, and it's making me cry. That's why I'm crying.
The even funnier part. So today we're like, okay, I'll do my lesson with my jiu-jitsu lesson, and then we're going to podcast. That's what we're going to do today. And then I have a lunch, and then I have errands to run. But we're going to podcast after jiu-jitsu, your workout.
Yeah.
Right? So Renee's hogging the shower like she does. Takes her an hour.
Oh, right.
And then, we have we have like several different shower heads, and which is nice when you both want to shower in the same shower, right? So I jump in, and by the way, I am like, I washed 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm out, right? So I jump in, and then I hit the other thing so that I could get the shower to come from up top, so that I could be out of her way and shower in the shower, not in her water, but
And
my water.
I was moving out of your way to give you the water that was already on.
And I completely got her hair all wet. And then she was like, that's it. Now we can't podcast. My hair's going to be wet. So now we have to go to lunch first. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
No, that was not it. Women do not wash their hair every day, Steve Trevino. Like, this is a lot of hair. And we don't wash it every day. So it's like, it is planned. Like, if I'm going to work out in the morning, like I do, then I've got the hair pulled up in a ponytail, but I can get in the shower real quick, and then I can just I can just blow dry the roots, and then I'm good to go.
What is a real quick shower to you?
Okay, well, I am more than 4 body parts. I also have 2 of these, and
I do too.
And I also have all of this. You don't have all of this.
I'm just asking.
And you don't have to shave. I have armpits. Like,
I get it. I'm just asking you time wise. Like me, I have timed my showers, so now I know how long it takes me to take a shower.
Well, I don't know, because I don't shampoo my hair every time I shower, and I don't shave my legs every time I shower. But if I'm shaving my legs and washing and conditioning my hair, I have a lot of hair. You have to shampoo, rinse, and sometimes you have to shampoo and rinse again, and then you have to condition. And the conditioner has to sit for a little bit while you shave your legs, and then you have to rinse it all off, and that takes time.
I am 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
That takes more than...
I wash the hair.
You have hardly any hair to wash.
I wash the hair, and the same soap I used to wash my hair washes my face. And then I wash my entire body with a 1 coat. And then the butthole and the balls and the armpits get double to triple coats, and I'm out.
No, and with that, we don't even bring up the point, is it a day that I'm doing a face scrub? Or is it just a regular face washing? There's like different products and different things happening.
Just to be clear, I'm not upset. I'm just asking.
If I'm like, if I don't have to wash my hair, if I don't have to shave my legs, I can do it in as much time as you do.
I've never seen it. We have been married. We have been married together a very long time, living together longer, and I've never ever seen it.
That's not true. Let me go a few days without washing my hair and shaving and see how you feel about it. Then let's see what you're bitching about.
So very quickly, because I am excited about it, everybody really seems to love the Captain Evil cups.
Yes.
As
do I.
And the process to make those cups is very, very difficult, and they are handmade. And
it just takes time. It takes a lot of time.
I just got to say, I feel terrible for our friend, the woman that makes them.
Shelley Creations.
Shelley Creations. Poor girl. Her shop is down. Her house flooded, and we can't get any more cups. So we are doing everything we can to help her and to help her get back on her feet and blah, blah, blah. And we love her. And just to be clear, we are not.
This is her beautiful creation.
Yes. We are not going to do business with her.
Yeah.
However, a friend of mine, okay, RB Custom Buckles. Look at this thing.
I was so jealous when it came in.
Oh my God, dude, is it awesome?
It's like amazing and incredible, down to every little last detail.
If you want a custom belt buckle this is the guy you call.
No, and you know when you told me, you were like, oh, Renae, this guy makes custom belt buckles. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not a belt buckle kind of girl. And then I saw that and I was like, I want one.
So what happened was very good friends of ours, Jennifer and Jeremy, who I think we've met on the podcast before.
And when we were in Vegas, they came on.
Jeremy went to high school in Dixon, California, where John Pardee is from. And I have become a big John Pardee fan. And I for whatever
What's not
reason,
to love?
And for whatever reason, I've never met him.
Yeah.
You know, and I have ended up meeting all kinds of artists and celebrities and musicians because I am a comedian, and you know, they come to my green room, or we already
meet on the road.
We meet on the road, or we already have mutual friends. Well, in this case, I had never met John Pardee, and I had called up Jeremy, and I said, hey, he's in town. The Renae and I would love to go.
In our hometown, yeah.
He's in our hometown. We'd love to go and see him and meet him. And Jeremy said, I'll set it up. So we got to meet him. And John was very cordial, very sweet, put on a hell of a show.
I don't remember if we talked about like his team, but his road team makes you feel so welcome backstage. They do an amazing job.
Well, they're backstage. They put like a horseshoe with the 3 tour buses, and then they put a canopy over it, and then in the middle they set it up like a hangout, like a bar.
Yeah, and there's a whole rolling bar. What do you call that thing? It's like the road equipment goes in, but they've turned it into a bar.
Yeah, and it comes out. They have a full bar. It's all free, and we all got to hang out. But Pardee, you know, we met. We took a picture. Very cordial, very nice. And then he went off and did his thing. And then all of a sudden we're sitting there partying, and I run into RB Custom Belt Buckles. Turns out that we have mutual friends. And little did I know, okay, he goes, I'm going to send you a belt buckle. I'm like, okay, you know, cool.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever, you know.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, I was super...
I love it.
Super excited about the fact that he was going to send me a belt buckle. I mean, super excited.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to hold it up so Rick can get
hold it
a
up.
close up. Or where's probably my angle is the better one. We can't see it right now, but it's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And I thought to myself, yeah, man, absolutely. I would love to have a buckle, and if you guys sent one, man, awesome. You know, but I also didn't want to be like, hey, you said you're sending me a buckle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, he's like, what's your address? Buckle's on the way. I'm like, what? Buckle gets here. I
opened it.
Oh, of course. By the way.
Because all packages that arrived to the house are for me. No, this one had your name on it, but I still opened it.
I don't go in Renae's purse. I don't open her wallet. I do not go in her car and go through her glove box. To me, that's your stuff.
Yeah.
I don't open her packages.
I don't know why I opened it. I just, I think I could sense there was something beautiful and expensive inside it. It's my spidey sense, one of my Captain Evil super skills.
But a lot of people do not wear cowboy belt buckles like I do. I wear a cowboy belt. I wear my cowboy boots, and I've always worn a buckle since I was a little kid. My father wears buckles, and
Yeah.
So I'm excited to have it. However, something that they do that's really cool is they will take a belt buckle and then they will fasten it to a cup.
Yeah, they like mold it, right?
They mold it to the cup, and it's basically a blinged out. Tiffany Foy.
Yes.
And Jeremy Foy are friends with him.
Saw it, yeah.
And Tiffany always has her
beautiful,
badass,
big
blinged
old
out,
blinged
right?
out Yeti. Yeah.
So we're gonna do some Captain Evil ones like that.
Yeah.
And I think Renae's very excited about it.
I'm so excited. Well, because like I said, I was like a convert. When you were like, Renae, what if there was like a Captain Evil belt buckle? And I was like, I don't wear belt buckles. I'm not a belt buckle person.
And by the way, if Renae's not into it, nobody else is, apparently.
No, but just like the craftsmanship, the design, like all the little details he put on it, just really, really, really cool.
And we have so much to talk about. Producer Rick is not able to join us today, so we are missing our friend Rick. And
everybody's working overtime.
Everybody's busting their ass because the new special is coming out on YouTube. We're going straight to YouTube. No more BS.
Which I am so excited about because of this podcast, I have social media friends that like I chat with in South Africa, in India, in Australia, in Canada that kept saying, "Why? When are we going to get to see the special, like the last one?" You know.
So this one's going out to the world, and we're going to go to YouTube because but I also don't want to sit here and be the guy that goes, well, we chose to go to YouTube. Well, that's not the case. I have never been given a network or streaming network special. I've just never been given it. So I've always had to think outside the box. I've always tried to find a way, even Till Death, which is on Amazon Prime right now. Amazon Prime did not buy that from us. Amazon Prime is basically the distributor for us, and we profit share.
Right.
We profit share with Amazon Prime. So again,
but the business of comedy specials too, like we have maybe chosen to do it this way out of necessity,
yes.
But also like the way a lot of places do it is a big production company will produce multiple at once in one day or film it over the course of a weekend. Like
and then
a
they
festival.
go and they sell them to the network.
Yeah, they sell them in bulk.
Now look, if Netflix or HBO Max or Amazon Prime, if any of them were to call me and go, "Hey Steve, we think you're amazing. We want to pay for your special and we want to pay you to do it," I'll be honest with you, I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
However, the last 3 specials have been paid for 4 specials.
Self-produced.
The last 4 specials have been paid for and self-produced by me, my wife, and our friends, Rick and Gigi over at Texas
And
Cruise.
the audience members who buy a ticket to see that show.
So it's, we basically have been crowdfunding our specials. And that's what we did with I Speak Wife. And we did go through, the reason it's taken so long is because it was
tied up with,
well, we want to do it and we want to buy it. And then, okay, we don't want to buy it. And then, well, here's a new network coming to the deal. Okay, we want it. Can we hold on to it?
There's a new Latino streaming service.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah.
So it has been, and now, it's like, well, why are we limiting ourselves to Amazon Prime and then giving it to Amazon Prime and then giving Amazon Prime the traffic?
Yeah. And
right?
never seeing those numbers or that information because Amazon or Netflix holds that.
And then Renae and I, for a long time, have been going, man, let's create our own channel. Because guys, you subscribe to our channel and YouTube pays us. You subscribe to, you like our you follow us on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, they pay us, right? So I thought to myself, well, why not be in control of it's basically my own channel.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're going straight to YouTube. And again, I'm asking, hey guys, Steve Trevino here, asking you to help me again get the word out. I Speak Wife, October 21st on YouTube.
Subscribe. If you're watching this on Facebook right now, jump over to YouTube real quick and hit the subscribe button so you get a notification on your phone, turn on those notifications, and you'll know as soon as it's out.
How do we end up here?
I don't know. Oh, because writer Brian called, and then that got us thinking about the special. I don't know.
But we have so much to talk about. We're not going to talk about our fight. But we have so much.
I thought we'd already left that subject behind.
Well, because I know that people are like, ooh, we're going to get the goodies.
No, it wasn't that good. It was just long.
Well, not only do we have a lot to talk about today, we ate lunch with a new friend that I met, musician Sonny Salcedo.
Yes.
Who is, wow, you want to talk about a talent, please look him up. And we decided to eat lunch because we both live in New Braunfels. And, here you have this guy who has been in the music industry for years. He's part of the Recording Academy. He has been in very successful Tejano music bands. Very, very talented musician. And I'm sitting there with him, and I brought Renae so that we could have lunch together and just to kind of talk about, our lives and catch up and blah, blah, blah. Our waiter, by the way, we're at Los Fontanas.
Yes.
which is owned by our friend here in New
A great
Braunfels.
Mexican restaurant. Yeah.
Fantastic Mexican food. Go visit them. There's one in Creekside, and then the other one's across town by the Unicorn. So we're sitting there having lunch and bullshitting and hanging out and having laughs, and our waiter's like, just a young kid, right?
Yeah.
20s, hustling,
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not telling this story to brag about the tip before somebody goes, oh, is this your way of saying, hey, look at me? No, it is not. He was a great waiter.
Yeah.
And I like to bless people. I like to, not all the time, but every once in a while.
Be the good.
Yeah, I surprise people with if they're deserving.
Yeah.
I will surprise them with a crazy good tip.
Generous, yeah.
A very generous tip. And I always like to play games with it, right? I'm always flip a coin.
It's choosing. It's where everyone gives back. Everyone gives to charity. It's just choosing ways to give.
To give, right?
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. So in this situation, we're about to wrap it up, and I pay, and he brings me the deal to sign, and I said, how much do you want? Because it gave you an option. It was on the screen. 18%, 20%, or 25%.
Right.
And I go, you can pick the tip on here, 18, 20, or 25%. And then I took my wallet and I put it on the table and I said, or you can have what's in my wallet. By the way, my wallet, he can see my wallet. Okay, just to show you my wallet. You can see my wallet. It's on the table.
There's nothing sticking out.
Nothing sticking out. And it's not even like that.
No.
It's just like that.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, I'll take what you have in your wallet. I open it up. It's a $100 bill. And I go, congratulations. You're blessed today. Here's a $100 bill. And he goes, oh my God. He goes, I am on a work visa from Mexico because I came here to make money
For 3 months.
for 3 months so that I can produce my own album. I am a musician. And I'm like, wait a minute. What? He goes, yes, I am following my dream as a musician. I got a work visa to come to the United States of America so that I could earn a bunch of money and then I can go back and produce my very own album. 5 minutes before that, Sonny Salceda is going to studios at Fisher to do an album, to work on music. I go, buddy, this guy's a musician. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, he's a musician. Have you heard of studios at Fisher? And he's like, no. Sonny pulls out his card and goes, here, man, call me. I'm gonna record on October 21st. Why don't you come and sit in and watch and hang out? And this kid's eyes, things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And Renae and I were just sitting there like,
Even that he chose to tell his story of why he was here.
he didn't know who we were.
I mean? Yeah.
He didn't know who we were. He didn't know who Sonny was. He didn't know who I was. And he was like,
But we talk about this, like putting it out into the universe. He put it out into the universe while he was here.
so it was so cool to not only bless him with a $100 tip, but to also find out that money's going towards his dream.
Yeah.
And I think he told us, because I go, I always say this. I go, I'm going to bless you, but don't buy anything good with it. Right?
Yeah.
And I go, just buy a bunch of weed or something. And he goes, oh, no, sir. He goes, I'm doing it because I'm going to do my album. And you could see the conviction in his eye. That kid's going to make it.
Yeah.
But I also will tell you that kid is not going to forget that day.
Yeah.
Right? Because moments like that, you go, wow, man, I needed that at that time.
Yes.
Right?
The little wins, or not even the wins, but like the signs that you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's what it is.
It was a really cool moment today at lunch. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And again, I get so insecure with people's comments. I am not telling you that story to brag.
No, that was it was a good story. It was a cool moment.
But it was Garrett's birthday on Sunday.
Yes.
And for those of you that follow the podcast, you know that it's birthday party one year, experience the next year. That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
Right? And we have decided that one year you get a big birthday party and all your friends get to come over.
Mama chills out.
The next year there is no party. However, we will have an experience with
Something as a family, yeah.
Well, we were able to go to the Tampa Bay game literally on his birthday.
Yeah.
We took your dad, Daddy Raymond. We took Mama Mia, your mom,
Yes.
to Florida. And by the way, big shout out to Amos for letting us stay at his house there in Tampa. Troy and Carrie, of course, for always being
Taking us out on the boat for a
amazing.
day.
But man, we had such a good time the whole weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and I love, and it's so weird to me because your dad thrives in the entertainment business.
Oh, he loves the show.
You know,
he's a showman.
He's a showman, and he's so much fun, and people love him.
Like in his soul.
And, man, he's always laughing. He's always having a good time. He talks to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so I took him to the show.
Well, because I think when it's your show, I don't know that he's necessarily like that all the time in real life, but when he feels comfortable and it's his world, like at work, if it's his business, or when he's with you and it's your show, he feels there's the freedom to do that.
Well, it was cool because Thursday I told the story about how me and you met and how he got Bell's palsy and the whole thing. And then when I finished the story in Tampa, I go, just so you guys know how real this shit is, my father-in-law's here, right? Well, he was not in the showroom watching the show. He was at the bar watching Thursday Night Football with Timmy and Pittsburgh Dan and my crew because he's bet on the game, right? And so they had to go get him. And I'm like, where's Daddy Raymond? Like, I just talked about him, Renae. Dude, he walks in. I mean, I'm right here, you know. And everybody turns around and he's like, thank you, that's me, I'm Daddy Raymond. It was so good. And we had such a good time together Thursday night. And you know, of course, the weed pins flying around and you know, everybody's having drinks and we're having a blast. And we end up going to the Hard Rock Casino that night.
A casino, no.
We both
you
love
and my
casinos.
dad together, you managed to find a casino?
No, it also sucked because they only had the bubble machine. You know, they didn't have the throw them yourself dice, so we didn't do too well. We lost, but it was so funny. The next morning, your dad goes, "Hey man, hey dude, hey, hanging out with you, I'm gonna die." And I go, "Wait a minute." Nobody made you drink. Nobody made you party. Nobody made you like. He acts like I'm holding him down, going, "You're gonna be with me. We fucking drink on this tour." Like dude, that's not at all what happened. By the way, I don't drink until second show. You know, so he's over there. I'm gonna die hanging out with you, bro. But then Sunday, my friend Eric Dungy, who I met through Pittsburgh Dan. By the way, Florida, South Florida, Tampa, Eric Dungy, Tony Dungy's son, class act.
Yes.
Amazing person, easy to get along with, super sweet. He is a realtor. If you're trying to sell your home or you're trying to buy a home, just put Dungy and you get to hang out with Eric Dungy, who is a super class act, and the son of Tony Dungy. So Eric was so sweet that not only did he get us tickets, he also got us on the field. He also got us in the VIP lounge. And by the way, Renae, like, we talk about our kid. We talk about how do we raise this kid.
Yeah.
Right? We get in the lounge. And it is like, you know, come take a picture. They got a photographer. You walk into this lounge that's on the field, and straight up buffet. A nacho bar, chicken strips, popcorn that you can just walk off with, a whole candy bar. You know, like at the movies, you know how they have all the candies. You can it's all free.
Yeah.
Right? A dessert area, an ice cream sundae. Ice cream sundae.
No, it was not because you were there and I was at home.
That was good. Full. I mean, I'm just trying to give you. And then they had
the whole smorgasbord. Is
right,
what you're
and
saying.
then they had the dude with the meat and the knife and the light. Right.
Yes.
So we get in there, and of course your dad, hey, Bato, is it free, dude? And I'm like, Ray, man, it's free, man. Help yourself, you know. Hey, even the bar, bro. And I'm like, even the bar, dude. Like, and by the way, I'm like, I got it. If you want to go to the bar, hey, and the bar too. And I'm like, the bar too, Raymond. Whatever you want. Oh, okay. I'll go get a drink, right? And then of course he gets premium. Let me get the premium vodka. But it was really cool. But I was thinking to myself, I was laughing because they have the guy. And by the way, it was a tomahawk steak, but it was this big, where they were cutting pieces of it off. Right, so it's like 6 tomahawks.
Wow.
They were not cut individually. They were all together, and then they would slice it off for you, right?
Yeah.
So I walk in there, and I immediately think, and we've learned this move for all you new parents. The first thing you do when you sit down at a restaurant with your new kids is order for them first. Immediately. When the waitress comes over and says, what do you want for drinks? You go, I need kids macaroni and cheese. Yeah. I need chicken strips. I need you to put that in with the drink order so that they're eating before.
While you're waiting for food. Yeah.
So I walk in there and, you know, having that mentality, I was like, okay, I got to feed Garrett.
Yeah.
Right? So I go and I get a box of popcorn. I get chicken strips. I know he likes ranch. I get his ranch and his ketchup. I bring the chicken nuggets. Right? I bring, and they're, by the way, they're gourmet chicken nuggets. They're not your typical, you know, they're white bread, you know, breaded chef shit. I sit him down. Of course, his special treat is a Sprite. Right? So it's his birthday. I get him a Sprite. I got his popcorn. I got his chicken strips. I got some chips for him, right? And then I go and I get the steak, right? and then Garrett goes, I don't get steak? He goes, I don't want chicken strips, guy. And I go, yeah, buddy. I go, if you want to go steak, go get it, right? And he's like, why did you bring me chicken strips? And I go, well, buddy, I thought you wanted chicken strips. Dad, I want steak. I'm like, oh, fuck. But and then the best part about it is, and I always find it very interesting. I work, both of us, I always let my kids handle their business. I'm one of those guys. If Garrett says, I want more ketchup, I go ask.
Right. Get up and get it, or go ask for it. You get up
and you speak up and you go ask.
Right.
Right? So Garrett, since he was little, excuse me, sir, I need a fork. Right?
Yeah.
Like he's on it. And to me, you know, I think it raises individuals. He's not dependent on us.
Well, he's not afraid to ask for something if he needs it.
Well, because I see a lot.
He speaks up.
Right. I see a lot of kids at restaurants. Mommy, get me this. And mommy, can you get me that?
Right.
And mommy this. And daddy, can you help me? And daddy, can you get up and go get me ketchup? And, you know, I don't want that. I want my son to have the courage and the confidence to get up.
It's a courage and a confidence thing, for sure.
So we're sitting in our little area, and then Garrett goes, I want steak. I go, hey, man, go get it. Go ask. Right? So he goes and he asks and he gets a steak. And the chef comes up to me, the guy cutting it, and he goes, that kid's amazing. He goes, he came up here by himself. And to me, it was like, why is that amazing?
Yeah. I
don't understand why that is amazing.
Yeah.
He's perfectly capable. He speaks English well. He just turned 7.
Yeah.
And it makes me think, how many parents are titty babying their kids?
Oh, Steve Trevino and your titty babying.
And then they wonder why they stay in the house till they're 30. Because my 7-year-old doing a simple task of asking for what he wants politely is amazing. Shouldn't it be normal?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Well, I don't know. Listen, we'll see with Delilah. Sometimes I feel like, because Garrett's he's a pretty stellar, awesome kid.
Oh, hang on. Another special guest on the podcast.
Hey, Steven.
Hey, Lori, we're going to have to call you
I was
back.
going to say, you just got called Steven.
I know. Professional. Lori, don't leave yet. Lori,
Okay, I'm not.
Lori is going to be a huge part of our lives. And we're super excited to introduce her. Not on the phone, but we will introduce her on the podcast. We love you, Lori. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. Can't wait to meet you guys. love y'all, Steve and Renee.
We'll call you back. Bye.
Okay, bye.
What were we talking about?
No, Garrett is like a really special, incredible kid. He is very articulate.
You sound like such a mom.
Our kid
is special.
No, but listen.
I don't think he's special.
No, listen to what I'm going to say, though.
I think we have expectations.
I also feel like you need to be careful because Delilah is still very little and you have all of these ideas. You're very good about like your theories on raising children and how it should be done. And God just might have given us Delilah to us to show us we know absolutely nothing.
It is so funny. and it happens a lot. Kids act different with different parents, but it's so funny because Delilah, she has a habit of throwing a little bit of a fit.
She'll lay down on the floor
when she doesn't get what she wants. Mm-hmm. And I made the joke in front of your mom and dad that, well, she's, the Smith girls, right?
We put our foot down.
They throw fits when they don't get what they want. And it was funny because your mom was like, well, I said, Mary, I'm just kidding. I still love your daughter. Like, relax. But it is funny that...
you know what? Just like we know how to speak up, we also know when to put our foot down.
and then go like that. But it's funny because with me, I will tell her, you're not getting anything until you stop crying.
Yeah.
And crying does not help you. And crying is actually making things worse for you because you're not getting what you want by crying. And she will go, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She will just say, okay.
Okay. And then she'll calm down and then she can do what she wants. Yeah. With Renae, on the other hand, she will not calm down.
No, that's not true. She'll do the okay with me too, and she'll calm down. What she will do is she won't necessarily listen to me the first time. And I will repeat myself multiple times, whereas you will not play that game.
No. And I also get frustrated with parents that what they do is they go, I don't want you to have that, and you're crying about that. So then they think, well, I'll do a distraction, and I'll go, well, here, take the spider. Right? And then they take the spider and stop crying.
Yeah.
All you're doing is teaching your kid, when you cry, you may not get that, but you're going to get something else. Instead of going, you're not getting that and you're getting nothing else until you stop crying, until you start using your words.
Yeah.
But if you reward, you're still rewarding them.
They also have to be at a point where they can use words and articulate. Delilah's getting there.
Nah, kids are very intelligent. Kids know what's up.
Oh, for sure.
Kids know what's up. And I am loving the progress with how much Delilah's just coming alive.
Yeah.
Her personality, she's funny. Here I am. Uh-huh. Here I am.
I see you.
I see you. Where's Delilah? Right? I'm just loving all of it. And then finally, I decided to go watch her swim.
Oh, yeah. We haven't talked about that. We talked about her swimming lessons on the podcast for so long and how brutal they were. We have turned a corner. She is a different child in that pool. I honestly never thought it would happen.
I'm so proud.
She's excited to get in.
Oh, she's like, my turn.
Yeah.
My turn.
Yep.
My turn.
Yeah.
Me go next. Me go next.
Yeah.
I am just... I got to throw him a shout out. What's it called?
It is called ISR, which is like swim survival, but it's called I Swim for Life. And ours is in San Marcos, Texas. Cherries Spar.
When we moved into this house and we have a pool, we are doing everything we can to make sure that something terrible does not happen. We have put a fence around the pool. We have added locks. We are now, and so then that was the other step was, okay, if she gets through the doors because we forgot to lock them,
or because now she can open them.
She can open them, and then if somehow she gets past my fencing, and somehow, God forbid, ends up in our pool, what now? So that's why this I Swim for Life thing came about, because we were like, okay, we as parents have to do everything that we can.
Well, for me, it's just I just want her swimming like as soon as, that's why I kept going back for the torture. It's not torture anymore, but that's why I kept subjecting both of us
Oh my
to
God,
the torture.
dude. I went once, not both of us, you. I went once and I wanted to punch the swim coach. Stop making my baby cry. Like I was, and by the way, the swim coach is just
like a Zen soldier about it.
And a nice lady.
Yeah.
Super friendly and easygoing. And I mean, so then Renae goes, you should take her. And I'm like, and you should take her. And I'm like, I'm not ready. You know, I can't go through it again.
I forgot you went once.
Yes. And it fucked me up. So then I went, oh my God.
It's a
dude,
different experience now.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
To see this not yet 2-year-old surviving in a pool, swimming. It's unbelievable. And then she flips over. They call it find your float. And she lays there and she's fine.
Yeah, she'll count with Coach Spar. 1, 2, 3.
And then the coach says, okay, go to the wall. So then she kicks her leg to get her to the wall. Then she grabs the wall, turns around and pulls herself out. I'm like, holy shit. Not even 2 years old yet.
Yeah. I mean, Coach
Super cool.
Spar's in the water helping her.
Yes. But I mean, she's not even 2.
Yeah.
And then she literally grabs her, plop, throws her in the pool, and then she turns around and floats.
Yeah.
And it is super cool to see.
Well, when they test them to disorient them, she picks them up by like their ankles and she'll flip them over once and then drops them in the water so that they have to like kind of figure out what they're doing.
It is really cool. And I'm very impressed with what they're able to do. And they're super thorough, which I thought was really cool.
They will, though, when like other parents make a comment about like how happy Delilah seems in the water now, they will always make sure to mention, oh, she was never like this.
Yeah, she was a nightmare.
She screamed. Like Delilah, I think out of all her students is in a long time screamed the longest and was the most unhappy in the water.
She has a lot of fight like her mama.
She sure does.
Yeah. But that's also something too, right? You don't want to discourage the fight, and you don't want to discourage her spunk.
I honestly, Steve, I don't know how we went from that screaming child in the water, like hating it. I don't know how that happened.
She's like jumping off my lap yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's go. I want to go.
She really enjoys her lesson.
It's not your turn, Delilah. My turn. Like she's like ready to go. And it's just really cool. To see the progress and to see but it also tells you anything you're willing to teach kids with patience and with conviction, that you can teach them.
Well, that's what I told, Coach Spar will always tell me when I'm just like so amazed. She's like, Renae, it's because you stuck it out. She's like, stuck it out.
The other thing that would break my heart is they don't want her to eat or drink an hour before she goes.
2 hours.
2 hours before she goes.
Yeah.
So sometimes in the morning, Delilah's like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, give her something. Because they don't want her to shit or throw up in the pool. Because if that happens.
Well, but it also has to do with like, there's also certain things, I forget what the list is, but like pineapples and apples. And there are certain foods, probably kale, I forget what it is. But just like mess with your gut. And then because the kids are swallowing so much water and burping, like she will make sure they take burp breaks, even though it's only a 10-minute lesson.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They're really thorough. And it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then afterwards and before, they do a questionnaire.
They ask certain like health related questions. Yeah.
Are they sleeping good? Are they, it's just a really cool thing to see. And if you have a pool and you have a new child, man, I highly recommend it because, and don't get me wrong, if
you don't have to be where we are, there are other ISRs, swim
but
survival.
If we didn't have a pool, I don't think that I would have been, because, when Garrett was that age,
we would have taken a different approach.
We didn't have a pool.
Yeah.
If we went to the pool, we were in the pool with them. But, once we got this house and there was a pool in the backyard, it was like, okay. I have to make sure.
I can't even let my brain go there. Like, yeah. Which is why I stuck it out. Anytime I was like, oh my God, this is so hard, I thought of what the alternative could possibly be. And I was like, no, we have to stick this. We have to stick this out.
And then this is the last thing. Do you have anything that you've been thinking about?
Oh, just Tampa. We were talking about Tampa. I want to give a shout out to the woman of Sand and Soul Boutique in Tampa. It was
Treasure Island.
Yeah, on Treasure Island. Yes, it was totally by happenstance. You like picked some place for us to go with the kids and my parents for family day afternoon. And you, Garrett, and the kiddos, my dad, you were like, we'll take the kiddos to an arcade. There was an arcade there. And you were like, you and your mom go walk the shops. It was like such a pretty area. So mom and I popped in a couple of stores, not that many, but I was like, oh, mom, look, this one's cute. The last one we went in. I walked in and I could tell when I walked in, like the look on the lady's face, she was just kind of looking at me, you know, and she didn't say anything about
Right.
mom and I were looking. And then she came up to me and she was like, I manifested you would walk into my store. And I was
I
like,
knew you were coming to
"No."
Tampa.
I was like, yeah, I was like, does she just say that to everyone so that they buy shit? Because it might work.
That's Renae bought shit. Renae goes, oh, what's her name?
I can't remember her name.
By
I
the
feel
way,
terrible.
you cost me money. Because you were nice to her, Renae comes out, she goes, I had to buy something.
No, because I'd already texted you that we were coming back up, and I was like, I just walked into the store. I met the nicest woman. I'm going to be a few more minutes while I try on clothes and spend money, and then I'll be back. But you always talk about putting things out into the universe, and I just thought, you know what? You are the sign that I needed, or not that I needed, but like you were just another sign in my life
That I'm right?
that that Steve is right and that manifesting works. But she told me, she goes, you know what? She goes, I have watched the podcast. She goes, and I was behind. She's like, so I just now caught up. She's like, and saw that you guys were coming to Tampa. I didn't realize. She's like, and when I heard that, she's like, I manifested that you would come into the store. And I just thought it was the sweetest thing. And mom thought it was the sweetest thing too. And
That is the sweetest
she had a
thing.
great shop. I bought a really cute dress.
Of course you did. Not rental, bought.
No, I bought one. And I got some cute stuff for Delilah too.
So I just wanted to address one of the comments from last week, and I just
I haven't read them.
and I don't want to get into it. And I probably should have remembered their name, and forgive me that I don't. But somebody said, "Okay, Steve, what do you do for your mental health?"
Oh.
And I thought, number one, thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for being thoughtful of me. Thank you for asking that question.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, you know, I do, even though I am very positive, and even though I am a very hard worker, and even though I manifest things, I deal with a lot of anger issues. I deal with a lot of not feeling appreciated. I feel I have a lot of insecurities, and I've over the years tried to overcome those insecurities, but I still deal with them heavily. And because I deal with my own mental health, my partner here sometimes looks at me and goes, why am I always the one that gets it? Why am I the one that gets angry Steve? Everybody else gets positive Steve. Why am I the one that gets depressed Steve? Everybody else gets happy Steve. Well, and to answer that question publicly, is that my wife is my partner, my teammate, my best friend, my confidant. And that's part of being married is sometimes you have to be that person for your person. And unfortunately, and I know sometimes it feels like, oh God, why do I have to deal with it? Well, you fucking married me. And I have to deal with you and vice versa. But I am more extreme because of the things that have happened in my life and the things that I have been through in my life. My mental health is definitely more fragile than yours. But I think what I do for my mental health is give back. I love to serve. It makes me happy. I love to make people laugh. Makes me happy.
I was going to say, don't you think, I mean, from the outside looking in, that part of what helps your mental health is those stories that people share with you after they've seen a live show, when they talk about how your comedy has affected them?
1,000,000%.
The messages you get from people saying, I'm fighting cancer and watching your videos is what makes me laugh and keeps me going. Or
I inherently want to help. I inherently want to serve. I inherently want to do for others. Those are the things that make me happy. I talk about it all the time. Look, man, I love raising money for Helicopters for Heroes. I love making veterans feel good. I love working my ass off at Helicopters for Heroes for the men and women that are there. And a lot of times people come up to me and they go, thank you for doing all this, and thank you for what you do for the veterans. It's a two-way street. That is my yearly recharge.
Yeah.
It makes me feel inside of me happy. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel good. So selfishly, I raise money for veterans sometimes because it makes me happy, and it works with helps my mental health when I am serving, and when somebody comes to me and goes, wow, man, I can't believe that Helicopters for Heroes raised $800,000 last year. Wow, thank you. And it's like, man, thank you for thanking me. I feel good too.
Yeah. So
for my mental health, I definitely serve. I definitely love, and it's praise. I love the praise.
Yeah.
I love the laughter. I love the applause, right? And I think a lot of talent, that's what we crave.
Yeah.
Right? Early on, I realized that in elementary school, if the teacher would say something and boom, I'd pop something off and everybody would laugh, man, that made me feel good.
That gratification.
I'd go, oh, man, see what I did? I made everybody laugh. That feels good, So for my mental health, there's several things that come into play. Number one, I am constantly looking at myself and wondering how I can be better and why I act the way that I act. My wife, my beautiful wife, is very solid, is very even keeled. Renae doesn't get too over dramatic. Renae doesn't get too angry. She's never too angry, too mad. She never.
Unless I've had a little too much to drink.
Yeah, then you talk a lot of shit. So Renae is definitely my rock and somebody that is been very helpful for my mental health.
And you are my rock too, in so many other in different ways.
And also giving back and serving and making you laugh and entertaining you, because people do come up to us and go, you got us through COVID. Yeah. And I look at them and go, well, you got us through COVID.
Yeah.
Right? Are you
We
crying?
said that a lot. No, my eye just keeps watering.
Oh, I thought you actually felt for me. I was like, man, Renae.
No, I'm very even keel and unemotional.
Believe me. The only time Renae will cry, we will be on the verge of divorce. We will be fighting. We will be arguing.
But in Aladdin, when the genie has to go, I cry every time.
Yes. A fucking commercial will come on, and she's like, oh my God. I'm like, really? For the commercial? But I just wanted to thank you for asking me that and for genuinely wondering what I do for my mental health. And there are times, and there's something inside of me, and Renae and I fight all the time about it because I am constantly afraid of losing it all. So because of that, I don't take time off. Because I think, oh my God, if I take time off, you guys are going to forget me. Oh my God, if I take time off, I'm not going to sell another ticket. Oh my God, if I take off, I'm not going to be a good comedian. And I'm going to lose all of it. So I have this fear of failure and this fear of if I take off, that's it for me. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to come out. And they're all going to forget about me. So I better not take time off. So when you guys send messages, when you guys continue to love and support and share and bring us those comments, that's what helps me with my mental health. So please continue to let us know how you feel and how you enjoy the comedy and the content and what Renae and I are trying to put out there, because we are truly trying to put out there a message of marriage, family, health, happiness, God, and loving this country
With a sense of humor.
with a sense of humor. So with that being said, again, thank you for helping me with my mental health. I am Steve Treviño.
I am Captain Evil.
We love you.